Recently in the community, blight has become obviously a big topic. The 1,000 win streak that Lobo did, and in general, just people complaining. Uh, and I'll just quickly say, base kit blight is fine. He has a few add-ons that need nerfed. Just Compound 33 and Alchemist Ring are too strong in my opinion. The rest of his add-ons are fine. Adrenaline Vial is fine. On some maps, it's really good. On some maps, I'd rather be add-onless. And then speed add-ons, I think, once again, they're very strong, but I mean, come on, he can keep some strong add-ons, they're not broken. Anyways, the point I want to make in this video is that killers keep getting on, like, the kind of, the chopping board. Like, who's next on it? Wind the clocks back a few years. Who was the most complained about killer? It was basically Freddy. Freddy was getting a lot of complaints, people calling him overpowered. He used to be considered a A-tier killer. And then what happened? He got nerfed, and he got nerfed, and he got nerfed again, and his add-ons got nerfed. Where's Freddy now? The D tier, arguably one of the worst killers in the game, with a dog shit set of add-ons. Then who was it? Spirit. Spirit got nerfed pretty heavily, a few times actually. She received some tweaks, and then some add-on nerfs, and then, the big nerfs, which definitely reduced her strength a lot. She's still pretty good, but, Spirit's definitely nowhere near as strong as she used to be. And then it was Deathslinger, he was getting complained about a lot, and Deathslinger got pretty shit on, to be honest. His base kit got some fat nerfs, and some pretty underwhelming add-on buffs to compensate, which, obviously dropped his strength a lot. And, who's next? Obviously Nurse, but, I mean, she did need nerfs. And now it's Blight, he's next. Everyone's complaining about him, and, he's boring, he's this, he's that, oh, he's so boring, he's so unfun. I hate going against Blight. They don't like using the word overpowered or anything. They use the word boring because, that's a great way to get a killer nerf. Just call him boring. They always call Freddy boring. Called Spirit boring. Oh, no counterplay. This, that, and they get the killer nerfed. I don't mind. Like I said, Spirit needed nerfed. Yes. Nurse needed nerfed, obviously. Freddy did not need nerfed. Deathslinger did not need nerfed. And Blight most certainly does not need nerfed. His add-ons, yes. His base kit, no. And what I'm afraid is that Blight is going to get heavily nerfed when he shouldn't be. Blight is like the most balanced killer in the game. Add-ons Blight, easily one of the most balanced killers in the game, most fun as well. And that's a big problem for me when he's probably going to get nerfed extremely heavily when behavior, usually they're very heavy-handed with their nerfs. And I don't think this will be any exception. And if Blight does get nerfed a significant amount, then it raises the question, who's next? Who's next in line to be nerfed? Because the problem in Dead by Daylight, I find, is there's a new strong killer, they get nerfed, and as a result of that killer getting nerfed, a new strong killer arises, and then that killer gets nerfed. And it's just a constant cycle of complaining and complaining until eventually the majority of killers are just going to end up getting nerfed. When does it stop is the question I want to ask. Because in my opinion, Oni is the next strongest killer in line. He's the third strongest killer as of this update, in my opinion. And, to be fair, I get a lot of DCs as Oni. A lot of the time when I'm, maybe doing a little bit too well, people will just give up a DC quite a lot in my games. And that makes me think, a lot of people say they like playing against Oni, but I think that's because they don't play against many Onis, and the Onis they do play against just aren't very good. And then when Blight gets nerfed, the same way Spirit got nerfed, a lot of people just navigated the Blight because he was the next best thing. I feel like if Blight gets nerfed heavily, everyone's just going to gravitate to Oni, and all those really, really good Blight players are going to transfer their skills to Oni, and a lot of them are PC, so they're going to be hitting 180s, and guess what's going to happen? Oni's going to get a lot of complaints, and Oni's going to end up getting nerfed. If not, at least his little tricks on PC are going to get patched out, and this is just an unhealthy cycle, in my opinion, that needs to change.